Hi again, everyone. Scott Pyre, Popcorn fan here, and today is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day, and today was also the season finale of Moon Knight, and I want to do my review for Moon Knight, and also talk about the Obi-Wan TV show, because there was also a new trailer that was released for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So I'm not sure if this will be a two parts, like I might make this 2 videos or not. I'm not sure yet. I might just make it 1 video. So let's just go ahead and talk about Moon Knight, and then I guess I'll just talk about the trailer for the Obi-Wan show. So Moon Knight, personally, I do enjoy the show. There's a lot of aspects of Moon Knight that I do appreciate because it does a few things differently. It doesn't feel like an MCU show, and it's very self-contained. It doesn't rely on the bigger Marvel universe like some of the other MCU Disney Plus shows have done. It's much more self-contained, just focusing on this one particular story with Oscar Isaac's character of Mark Spector, and then throughout the season, you see his descent into his mind and how he struggles with his other personality of Steven throughout the first half of the season. And for me personally, a lot of the superhero stuff was not as interesting as the more, as the other darker themes and storytelling that were addressed in the first half of the season. I thought that was a lot more interesting and fascinating to me than all of the other superhero stuff. And when you do get to all the superhero stuff with the Moon Knight character, like when Mark Spector is fully suited up as Moon Knight, a lot of those action scenes feel a lot like what you would expect from something like Batman. Like, like seeing Moon Knight taking out a group of people, like criminals, and it's very similar to Batman. Like, there's even an action sequence where Moon Knight is using these crests, like these moon crests, a lot like batarangs, and then there's other elements of that, like even one scene at night in one of the last episodes where Moon Knight is literally flying in the sky, and it's shown in the trailers where he's flying in the sky, like in the night, and then past the moon. That's very similar to like a Batman gliding in the air. And it's really interesting to me, but at the same time, like I said, a lot of the more mysterious aspects of Mark's mental state with his multiple personalities was a lot more interesting to me. Then also what they did with bringing in some elements of horror into this show, as well as the upcoming Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness, being directed by Sam Raimi. I like how these new MCU projects are delving into the horror genre, which I really appreciate. And also the fact that they're tackling this whole mythology with Egyptian gods, which I also think is really fascinating. You get the Egyptian god of Khonshu, and he's like the god of vengeance. And the deal he makes with Mark Spector to make him Moon Knight is very fascinating, and especially in the latter half of the season, there's this sort of agreement between the two personalities of Mark and Steven, and it's nice to see them working together and almost be like brothers, even though it's basically the one person, and it's really cool. Like, I liked that about the finale. They felt like one person, but I mean 2 different people in one person, in Mark Spector's mind, and I think that's a really fascinating concept. The way they played it in the show, it was very fascinating and also really enjoyable. But for me personally, the finale did feel a little bit rushed. I think they did a decent job concluding the story, but at the same time, there are aspects of it that felt a little bit rushed, and there was a third personality that Mark Spector had, that the way they revealed him, I mean, they revealed him in the post-credit scene. when the finale was over, they revealed the third personality in the post-credit scene. And then, but the way they did that with the final battle between Ethan Hawke's character, who, by the way, is also amazing. All the acting across the board, amazing. I loved Oscar Isaac, the actress that played Layla, and Ethan Hawke. They're all great. But that final conflict between Moon Knight and Arthur Harrow, Ethan Hawke's character, the way the way they chose to like end it, it left me feeling a little, I guess, not very satisfied, because the way they ended it just felt lazy to me. It felt like a really bad choice. And then, you know, the way they resolved it with that post-credit scene revealing the third personality, I mean, that was a decent enough payoff, but the way they just ended it in the final conflict, it just didn't work for me. That was just my main flaw with that. And also, like I said about the finale, just feeling a little bit rushed, which, speaking of, you know, like a lot of these MCU Disney Plus shows have had rushed finales. This one, no exception. It was one of the shorter episodes of the season, too. This final episode was like 44 minutes long, whereas a lot of the previous episodes of Moon Knight were like over 50 minutes. So that's a bit of an issue. But I did really enjoy this show nonetheless. I think Moon Knight is definitely a worthwhile watch for a lot of MCU fans that want something different. And also being a more self-contained, more focused story, and more of a character study for the lead character, which I really appreciate. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Moon Knight. I thought it was really good, but there were some pacing issues at the end, and also some other writing choices with some of the things going on. They try to do so much in one episode, in the final episode. It felt like it could have been split into two parts, and they just didn't do that. They just crammed it all into that one final episode, and that was just my one thing about it that just held the show back for me overall. But, so, yeah, if I had to give a grade for this first season of Moon Knight, it would probably be like a B+. That would be my grade for Moon Knight. Now, in other Disney Plus news, they did release a new trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and I'm just going to talk about it here. So, the more I see of this Obi-Wan Kenobi show, the more excited I am. I really liked how in the trailer, we got to see a little bit more of the Inquisitors. I got to see a little bit more of the Grand Inquisitor and one of the newer characters who's also an Inquisitor, and seeing Obi-Wan with Owen Lars, and that one line of dialogue where Luke needs to be trained, and Owen Lars didn't really want that. I thought that was rather fascinating. And also that last scene where you see Vader's suit being assembled, the arm piece and then the chest piece, and then that last shot of Obi-Wan, I'm guessing, looking at Vader. That, granted, that could have been a very misdirected scene. A lot of trailers do that, so it might not be that exact same shot of Darth Vader, but it could still be like Obi-Wan possibly looking at Darth Vader. But the way they, cut that in the trailer makes me think that it's not the exact same shot of Darth Vader, but a different shot maybe, like later in the season or midway through the season. We'll see that. And it's very exciting. I'm really excited for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Easily my most anticipated Star Wars show coming out this year. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the trailer. That should do it for this video. A bit of a long one, and I'm really sorry. It's just, lately I haven't had my phone, and there is a reason for that. I can't always upload, but I will let you guys know when I do, and I'm sure that my next video will be with my best friend Sean, reviewing the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on his channel, Cash Vault. So that should do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.